Okay, so last lecture we have gone through the particular what is meant by IE, what is the importance of IE, what are the definition, what is the syllabus in this particular IE and OR subject, and what we are going to learn. And then we have started the industrial engineering definitions. Then the some we can call it as the contribution of Frederick and Griffith that we have gone through, and then we have ended up with objectives of IE. Is it right? So our next point is related to particular, I can say, towards productivity. So productivity is very important. We can call it as the aspect of the any industry, because whatever the production is there, whatever the particular goods we are producing or services we are giving, so everything is measured in terms of productivity. So this is the we can call it as the standard term in case of the uh, particular industry. So what is this particular productivity is there, or how this particular productivity is defined? Okay, so that particular we are talking about here. One thing is very important, that it is the attitude of mind. It is the attitude of mind means what? You might be heard that one story, that one day one teacher came into the class with half filled water, that half filled water in glass, so or glass with half filled water, and he asked to the students what you are finding here, or what is your observation. So 50% students says that this glass is half filled, and 50% students are saying that this is half empty. So that is what whatever our answers are there, or whatever our mindset is there, that indicate that answers through that answers. So it is very important that what is meant by productivity, it is the attitude of mind. Attitude of mind means, if you take the person who is working on daily wages, he might be working for 6 hours, 8 hours might be, and he might be earn 100 rupees per day. And a person who is working in industry on higher post at manager or some different post, he might be earning 5,000 rupees per day. Is it right? But still, the whatever the mindset is there, so whatever the output of, if that person work for 8 hours, that worker and that manager also work for 8 hours, but whatever their output is there, whatever they have gained, that is different one. That is, we can call it as the some money difference is there, level difference is there, or responsibility difference may be there, whatever maybe we can justify. But after getting that money, what is the mindset of that worker and what is the mindset of that manager is, again, we have to think for the productivity finalization. Here I have given if I want, I will correlate this productivity with value. So what is the value of any particular product? Can anybody define what is the value of any product? Can anybody tell me what is the value, just to understand what is meant by productivity? So if I want to purchase let's say a unicorn bike, what is the value of that unicorn bike? Can anybody tell me? Can anybody tell me? Shashikant?
1.5 lakh.
1.5 lakh. Okay, let's say you that bike is given gift to you. Okay, 1.5, 1.2, something like that, whatever may be the case. Is that right, Shubham? So think that that bike is given, means you are getting that bike as a gift, or You are just discuss with your father. No, I want this particular bike. My friends are having this bike, and I want this bike. And with crying and whatnot, doing different activities, you have taken from your father. And a person who is working on, let's say, 10,000 rupees per month, he has purchased the same bike, whose value is more. Bike value is same, 1.20 20 lakh or 1.25 lakh, whatever it may be. But the student or the son who has purchased this bike with fighting of his father and etc., he will try to means after 1 year, if we look at, he will just run that bike in different angle. Some rough use may be there, some servicing may not be proper, many times he will not use the cloth to clean it, etc. But the person who has purchased that bike, who is having salary of 10,000 and he has taken the bike of 1,20,000 rupees, he, after 1 year, if you visit that bike, the bike is look like it is the new one. Every day he will clean the bike, every day proper servicing will be there, proper working will be there, nothing, no indicator will be broken, nothing will be there. So why this happening? Can anybody answer me? Why this will happen in the our society? Can anybody answer me, reply me? Rishikesh, Shubham?
What, sir?
If to one of the son, if father has given the bike as a gift, and one person who is having salary of 10,000 rupees per month, and he has purchased the same bike of Unicorn, let's say, after 1 year, the son who is getting bike from his father, the bike condition is not that much good, but the person who has purchased it from 10,000 rupees salary, that bike condition is very, very good. Why it is there? Can you correlate this thing?
Yes, sir. We're suffering that thing.
Why?
We take proper care.
You may, that son will take proper care, or that person who has purchased from 10,000, he will take proper care?
10,000. Who purchased 10,000? He
Yeah,
take proper care.
proper care. Why?
This is not a free bike, sir. He make hard work something and put their patience in that.
Yeah, and what is the attitude of that son in that case?
Don't know, sir.
Why? Because he has that rich father has gifted him that bike, no?
Yes, sir.
Then what will be the attitude of that son in that case? If you are understanding this, then you must realize this thing, no?
Yes, sir. Yes.
What is the attitude in that case?
In both case, we have good attitude.
No. You are again, don't put yourself at that position. Okay, first of all, that is, no one can imagine like this. But I will tell you that what happens generally. It is common. It is with you. It is with me also. The things we are getting little bit free, or little bit, we can say, for the things which will not hard work. For that, we are not having that much care. We are becoming a little bit careless like this. So if that father has given as a gift to son that unicorn bike, he will ride away for 1-2 years, and after that, if his friend has purchased another bike of good quality, you might be knowing the names, that Suzuki or some Yamaha or some more stylish bike than the unicorn, F1, FZ, whatever maybe that bikes are there. So that particular son will again trying to make cry in front of his father. Bike is not working properly, bike is not good, I want this bike, this is very good, my friends are using this. So like this the things are there, because he will because that bike is not purchased by the student, by that particular son. And whatever the value is there, whatever the, here what is I am trying to explain you that though the unicorn cost is same 1,20,000, but the value of that bike is in our mind, is in our behavior. That son doesn't have the value for that bike. He just looking toward that bike is that yes, it is the just we can call it as the fashionable thing or enjoyment thing. And if anything happens, if any accident happen, any part is get broken, anything happens, he knows that my father will make it correct. I did not require to worry. So that careless attitude will develop. But the person who has worked for 10 years or 20 years on 10,000 rupees and he has purchased that bike from his own pocket, he will think that no, 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 no. If this bike has broken, again I have to come to the cycle. Again I have to use the cycle. No one will repair this. No one will help me. So he will take the proper care of that. The cost here, the point is that the cost is same. Whatever you have told me, 1,20,000 rupees or 1,50,000, whatever it may be, that is the cost of that particular product. But value remains in the minds of that particular person or that particular son. So that is the very important point regarding value. Similarly, it is the productivity. If you look at the formula of productivity, you can here easily found that it is the just output divided by input. Then again, what is the formula of efficiency? Output divided by input. But though the mathematical formula is same, but how we think, how we look, so that attitude of the mind is different. And productivity is nothing but not only formula, it is the, we can call it as the attitude of the mind, how it is there. It is also the mentally of the progress at constant improvement. So every time if industry is producing daily, suppose let's say 100 products, so daily if he is producing 100 products, that means their productivity is constant. No, industrial peoples are always thinking how we can increase our production, how that 100 quantity production can be reached to the 150 products, 200 products per day, etc. And they are trying to in that way. So not only production increment, but just we are talking here production increment, that output is increased. But for that machineries are required, space is required, electricity, maintenance, worker, everything we require to increase. It doesn't mean that let's say 10 people are working on one worker or 10 people are working in one industry. Per year they are getting let's say 5 lakh rupees as a profit. And after next 5 years, same 10 people are working and they are getting 50 lakh as a profit. This may be happen very rarely. But when that 10 become 20, 20 become 30, that means number of people are increased, number of facilities are increased. At that time, the profit of that industry will goes on increasing or productivity goes on increasing. So also it gives relation what we produce, and for to produce that, what we use, what resources we can use to produce them. So that relation is nothing but the productivity. Many times we heard that we are not having that much proper raw material, proper facilities, still we are able to do this particular product. Is it right? Still we are able to meet this particular success. So that is called the productivity. If you go for the mathematical way, the simple formula is there. It is a ratio of amount produced, that is output, to the amount resource, amount of resource, that is input. So productivity is nothing but output divided by input. So here productivity means what? So productivity means the particular combination of all these things. This is the mathematical formula is also there, output divided by input. Nothing but in addition to that, it is the mental progress of constant improvement. It is the attitude of the mind. And for that thinking, what we are getting, what we are receiving, and what we are sending, so that particular part is comes as a productivity. So if you look at to the school sides, small schools may be there or colleges may be there, a teacher is telling to all the students, same thing he is teaching to all the students, but some students getting good marks, some students are not getting that much good marks. So that is the, we can call it as the productivity side. If same facility is given, then the, if you are getting the good performance, you are giving good performance, so that is nothing but your productivity is improved. We can say that if some students are having 60% at 10th, then 70% at 12th, and engineering let's say 80%, then we can call it as, yes, their ability is increased, their efficiency is increased. Why? Whatever the results we are getting, that will be in incremental manner. So like this, the productivity is measured in the industry. Okay, so how these particular things are there? So if we look at to the definition, it is the function of providing more and more of everything to more and more people with less and less resources. So here many times, two times we are writing that words, more and more, more and more, and less. Means what? More and more given to we required, we are expecting from the workers, but with less resources. So let's take the example, what are the productivity formula is there. Let's say I have provided you 5 kg raw material, and okay, and I have about, from that 5 kg I have just got 3 kg as a particular good products. So my productivity will become just a 0.6, or in percentage it will be 60%. 60% is the productivity. Whatever, where that 40% goes, that 40% goes into the waste, that 40% goes into the another way. So that we have to minimize. Can 4 products can be produced if given the same 5 material of 5 kg, then in that case the productivity might be increased up to 80%. Is it right? So whatever the input is there, let's say this 5 number is input, so this input is same in both the case number 1 and case number 2, but in case number 1 we are getting output as a 3 number only, and in second case we are getting the output as a 4 number. Why this is there? Why this 3 changed to the 4? So this 3 changed to the 4 because of efficiency increased, because of productivity increased. So what do you mean by productivity? How it can be measured? So whatever the formula is there, 3 by 5 output divided by input, that according to that we have calculated 60% and 70, 80%. But here the important part is there, productivity is the multiplier effect of efficiency and effectiveness. So what is the difference between this efficiency and effectiveness? So effectiveness means the person's ability, how that person is effective, how that person act will work with effective. That is called effectiveness. Efficiency, again same formula is there, that output divided by input, that we are knowing. But effectiveness, how effectively I am doing my work, how effectively that machine is working. So here again that particular point comes into the picture, that brought all the resources together in an organization and utilize it to achieve the set of the objectives. So whatever the set of the objectives are there, what we have decided to achieve that objective, how, what are resources in our hand, how we are utilizing it. So that is nothing but the effectiveness. So that comes in, or that may be measured in man, machine, and material cases. Is it right? So machines are there, material is provided, trained persons, mans are provided, still productivity is not coming out, or still efficiency is not there. Why? Because that workers are not happy, they are not giving too much attention to the work, they are just making, we can call it as the little work or time pass. So that effectiveness will be reduced there. But though the particular things are not there, or machines are limited, material is limited, but the, what are the workers are there, they are happy, they are motivated, they are focused, and they are working in very nice manner, definitely the production of that industry will goes on increasing. So if you take persons are very good, they are motivated, material is there, but machines are not there. Productivity again not, it will not be increased. Machines are there, people are enthusiastic, but raw material is not available. Again, productivity will be not there. So what are these particular man, machine, material? These three M's are there to run the industry and to measure the industry's performance. So productivity is the one measure which can measure the performance of the industry. Okay, so these three M's are very important one. So how productivity measure? So here we have just gone through this, measuring the different productivity things are there. So efficiency of organization can be tested and verified by measuring the productivity. Yes, that is the universal truth. The organization success, organization efficiency can be measured and verified with the help of productivity. There are special methods to measure it. Okay, so what is the different methods are there, or what are the different points are there to understand this particular productivity? Partial productivity, that is output divided by one type of input. What means it? So let's talk about labor productivity. Total output divided by labor input. So here, sir, question may be there. What is the labor input? What labor can give? Labor can give the man hours. Labor input is measured in terms of man hours. So let's say if one person is working for 8 hours, that 8 man hours are considered. If 100 people are working for 8 hours, then that 100 people's man hours will be 8 into 100. 800 man hours will be there. So when the laborers, or we can call it as the supporting staff in organization, when it increases, the man hours will be increases, and at that time the industry must required to grow up. Okay, so total output, what is the output is there, to that output divided with labor hours or man hours, that is called labor input, that is called labor productivity. Capital productivity, total output divided by capital input. So let's say 10 products you have produced, but for that producing 10 products you have invested, or capital required is 1000 rupees, and you have produced 10 products, and from that 10 products you earn, let's say 2000 rupees. So 2000 divided by 1000, or net profit you earn, let's say 500 rupees. So 500 divided by 1000 rupees. So your productivity will be 50% like this. Okay, so capital productivity is nothing but how much capital we are giving, and against to that capital how much we are returning. Is it right? So let's say you have invested 1 crore rupees in one of the industry, and per year you are getting 10 lakh rupees from that industry. So the productivity of that industry, or productivity of your 1 crore is 10%. So that is, here it is the, we can call it as the money based or finance based things are there. Capital productivity. Material productivity, total productivity divided by material input, how much material you have used. So it can be measured in size, shape, volume, brass, whatever may be. So that how much material you have used, utilized, and out of that how much is produced. Energy productivity, total output divided by energy input, what energy you have given, how much energy you have used, and what will be the output. Okay, so here if we look at to the productivity at last, the total productivity, total factor of productivity is equal to net output divided by labor plus capital plus energy, whatever maybe the divided part is there. If you go on adding, so that will give you the total productivity. Here in this material cost or whatever we can call as the energy costs are there, so that are little bit less, or that as compared to the capital and labor, because labor is such a thing that if labors are that the number of labors are increased, more we have to invest or more we have to spend on the salary side. And if you grow up our industry, if you expand our industry, if you expand our plant, then more we have to look toward the capital. So most of the time this productivity is, we can call it as related to the capital and labor, because these are the very or most critical points, or most critical we can call it as the factors which are having the effect on the productivity. The labor and capital were the most significant in contribution in the process of production. So in the process of production, these are very significant, these are very effective. Some productivity of labor may go up, but sometimes capital productivity go down. So that relation is there. So sometimes the particular labor cost is increased, capital, minimum capital is required, or we can use the previously prepared facilities. Is it right? We can use the previously prepared facilities also. At that time, the capital may require less, but sometimes the particular to develop new machine setup, to develop new shed, new everything new, we require more capital. But what are the previously labors we have used, that can be, we can use there. Okay, that means previous side, or what are the previous labors are with us, that we can use. So that particular combination is very we can call it as the judgmental one, what is required at this particular development. Many times what happens, industry go for expansion etc, but they will not hiring the more people, but if their old peoples are there, they will try to run on that particular thing. Why it is there? Because their industry is confident about that people. Yes, our people can do a nice work. Is it right? Many times industry will not expanding, but they are always changing the labors because of high demand etc. So that financial matters we will not discuss here. So here we will discuss about the whole and soul about the productivity, because productivity is the such a thing which is very important in case of the any organization, in any industry. And the productivity is directly we can call it as it directly depend upon labor and capital. If you are having any doubt, you can ask me. So this is about the productivity. Then this is the I can say the production and productivity. Production is the process to produce the particular we can call it as the produce anything, or production is the process to transfer the set of input into the set of output having desired utility and quality. Okay, so all of you are knowing this particular input, then we are making different processes on that, we are making different operations on that, and then output is produced. So this particular diagram you are knowing, this is we can call it as the line diagram of particular production. Okay, production is the value addition process. Okay, production is a value addition process, means whatever the raw material we are getting, so we are converting that raw material into the particular final products. Raw material is converted into the final products, and through this particular process, what is the difference between production and manufacturing? Good question. May I know your name? Full name? Rakesh Birazdar. Okay, good question. Just see, production means it is just you are converting the particular output from the raw material. So this particular line you might be understood. What is I want to say? Is it right? Production is nothing but conversion of raw material into the finished products. That is simple production. That is simple production. Conversion of raw material into goods. But if you look at to the manufacturing, if you look at to the word manufacturing, that is obviously Greek Latin word is there. Manu, its simple meaning, manu means by hand, facturing means preparation. The things which are prepared through hand, that is called manufacturing. That is the definition, bookish definition we can call it that. But the manufacturing involves the another aspects or more aspect. What more aspects are there? The raw material storage, machine which you are using, allocation of the job to that particular machine, storage of the goods, quality checking, inspection, raw material inspection, product inspection, assignment of the particular worker to that particular machine, to that particular job, feedback from the particular worker, feedback from the customer, improvement in the raw material, improvement in the particular products, etc. Do you understand what is I am saying, Rakesh? If you unmute yourself, it will be very easy. If you unmute yourself, then it will be very easy.
Yes, sir.
So production is nothing but just the conversion of raw material into the finished good product. Here we are not talking about any raw material testing, what are the products we have produced, that products testing, that products quality checking, that products we can call it as the storage, raw material storage. Then here in the middle box it is written just a transformation process. Transformation process means which machine is used, how much energy is utilized, what effect will be there on the raw material. Let's say, let's take the example, welding process you are knowing, Rakesh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
What is that welding? Is there arc welding? What is we are doing?
Sir, we are there is one filler and
yeah, just joining the two metals.
two metals.
Yeah, is it right? So yes. If you take the two rods and if we can call it as the in 90 degree, if you put that two rods and at the corner of that 90 degree, if you make the weld, the 90 degree that triangle or angle may be prepared. So input is that you have taken two rods, you have taken filler material, process what you have done, kept both the rods in the 90 degree position. At corner you make the weld, that process you are making, that welding process, and what is that 90 degree angle is prepared. So that is your output. So this is a simple production. This is, we can call it as a simple production. But in manufacturing, you have to know you must know that which two metals you are taken, which two metals you are joining. What is the property of that particular material? What type of filler material you are using? Again, after that, do you know that heat affected zone is created in welding? You might be heard it somewhere, heat affected zone. Hello, Rakesh.
Yes, sir.
So that heat affected zone is prepared. Whether that heat affected zone is having any effect on the microstructure of that particular metal at joint. So that analysis, whether that weld, whatever the two rods we are joined, what is the strength of that joint, whether these two rods are strong, is it right? Then raw material side, which type of raw materials you are selecting, whether you are selecting just two iron materials or one copper material and one another type of material like this. So which type of materials you are selecting there? So all these things are, we can call it as nothing but the product manufacturing. In production, it is very simple. Just to produce, make whatever the things are there, just to take the raw material, go on processing and produce the part. So production is over. It doesn't include manufacturing, include planning, scheduling in big industry, when to how to produce this particular part, what plan we should make, scheduling. That means this particular part is moving from this machine to this machine, this machine to this machine. Let's take one example. Crankshaft will be there. So first it will go to the lathe machine, it will go to the milling machine, then some part of the side milling will be there. It will go to the grinding machine, some drilling operations may be there. Then it will go to the after drilling it go to the grinding machine, some finishing will be there. So this particular sequence is also made in manufacturing. In production, I am standing on lathe machine. Rod is coming, I have just to make it turning, my part is finished, it is moving. So that particular production cycle is immediately in. Raw material I have received, I have made little bit turning and I have forwarded it. So that production is over. But manufacturing nothing but from entire checking of raw material to the checking of produced parts to the checking of properties. So that all process is nothing but the particular manufacturing. Do you understand this manufacturing concept? Any doubt?
Yes, sir. Understood.
Okay. So production is the process of conversion of raw material into finished products. So that is we have learned right now. The concept of production and productivity are totally different. Here, the concept of production and productivity is totally different. How? The production refers to absolute output. So production refers that today 2000 jobs are produced, today 200 jobs are produced. So that is just absolute. Just absolute. But productivity is relative term of output, but expressed in terms of input. So how much is given and how much is produced? So that relative term is there. So there are two concepts in mathematics. One is called relative terms. One is called absolute or independent terms. Is it right? Dependent and independent variables. Like this, relative and absolute. So absolute is nothing but yes, 200 parts are produced. Okay, task is complete. But to produce that 200 parts, how much input you have utilized? So that is not anywhere considered in the case of production. Production, what it tells? Production tells 200 parts are produced. Good. We make the clap. 200 parts are produced in a one day. That is good achievement. 200 parts are produced. But to produce that 200 parts, if that person utilize the raw material of 400 parts, then what is the use of that 200 parts? Do you understand what is I am saying? Do you understand what is I am saying? Hello, anyone? Please reply.
Yes, sir.
You have produced 200 parts. It's okay. But to produce that 200 parts, you have utilized the raw material of 400 parts, then how much is your productivity? The productivity may be 50% only. But here, whatever the particular point is there, that production, it refers to the absolute quantity, absolute output. 200 parts are produced. Today's production 200 parts or 200 units. That is absolutely correct. So that is absolute output. But productivity is the relative term. How much raw material you have utilized to produce that 200 parts? If you have utilized 100 parts raw material, then definitely productivity is very good. You have produced 200 parts. But if you have utilized the raw material of 400 parts, then you have produced only 200 parts. In that case, productivity is less. So that, like this way, the productivity is the relative term. It is always measured in terms of what you have used and what is produced. It is not like just like that what you have produced. It is always related to what you have used and then what you have used, and what you have produced. So like this way, the productivity is measured. This is the difference between production and productivity. Then again, if we look at to the next points, the increase in production may or may not an indicator of increase in the productivity. That is what we have just seen this particular example. 200 parts are here today. 200 parts are manufactured. 200 parts are produced. It doesn't mean that your productivity is increased. Why? Because to that 200 parts production, you might be utilized the raw material of 400 parts. That we have to be think. Is it not like that only increase in the production or increase in the produced parts indicate the productivity is increased? No, it is not like that. Because if you are using the more raw material and you are just using more raw material, you are producing a little bit as compared to that quantity of raw material, then definitely the particular your output or whatever your particular productivity is there, it is less. The productivity is less. But in case of numbers, yesterday 100 parts are produced, today 200 parts are produced. Numbers are increased. That means increase in the production is there. 100 parts, 200 parts. But to produce that 100 parts, 200 parts raw material is used, and to produce 200 parts today, 400 parts raw material is used. Productivity remains same only, 50-50%. Is it right? To produce the 100 parts, you are using the raw material of 200 parts. 200 पार्टचं मटेरियल तुम्ही 100 पार्ट साठी वापरलं आणि 400 पार्टचं मटेरियल 200 पार्ट साठी वापरलं. Productivity remains same, 50-50%. Though the increase in the particular production is there, number, quantity 100 to 200, though it is there 100 to 200, but still the productivity concept remains at its own with the help of formula in output divided by input. 200 parts are produced, 200 inputs are used, 50%. 200 parts are produced, 400 inputs are used, again 50%. Productivity remains same. There is no increment in the productivity or no change in the productivity. So productivity is such a concept in industry where to increase the productivity by a very small amount, or with the help of very we can call it as the percent, 1% or 2%, very small percentage, we require to take a great efforts. We require to take great efforts. Why? Because otherwise that productivity will not be by using same materials, the output will not be increased. So here input we have to keep constant, and for that we require to take great efforts. Otherwise productivity cannot be increased. So how that productivity can be increased? When production can be increased without increasing output. Sorry, without increasing input. So just I told you, same 100 200 materials, 200 parts raw material I have taken. Today I have produced 100 parts. Next day I will take same material of 200 parts which is required. Next day I will produce 150 parts in same material. Again third day I will produce again 175 parts. On fourth day same material I will take, and 200 raw material I will take, 200 parts raw material, and from that I will produce the 200 raw material, 200 parts only. So when such things will happen, that means production is increased, but whatever the raw material is there, that raw material is not increased. That raw material remains constant. That raw material is of same quantity raw material is used, and still production is goes on increasing. At that time we can say that the productivity is increasing. Or with the same raw material, if you don't want to increase the production, go by another way. What is the another way? Production with decrease input. So you have to required to produce 100 parts daily, no problem. You are going to produce 100 parts only, but for that 100 parts, what is the raw material you are using, reduce that raw material. What happens? Where is the question? Either you keep the raw material same and increase the production, or you keep the production same and decrease the input raw material. You can adopt either any of the condition. That is up to you, because if again if you just increase the production with same raw material, your productivity is increased. If you keep the production same 100 parts only, but daily what is the raw material required, if it is get reduced, today 200 parts raw material used, next day 100 parts raw material used, next day 50 parts raw material used, next day 20 parts raw material used. So like this, if you reduce the raw material, then again productivity will be increased, because in minimum raw material or in minimum input you are giving maximum output. So that is the, we can call it as the relation between input and output from the productivity point of view. The ratio of increase in output is more than the rate of increase in input. The rate of increasing output is less or small as compared to rate of increase in input. So whatever the rate of input increase in input is there, it is always higher. Okay, so these are the some methods are there. Okay, so with the help of this we can able to understand the productivity, and whatever this industrial engineering part is there, or whatever this industrial engineering subject is there, it is totally focused on this particular subject, how the productivity can be increased, how the waste is reduced, is it right? How the waste is reduced, how the productivity can be increased. So like this thing only we are just discussing in this particular point. Okay, so here Inputs are decreased means you can reduce the waste and keep the constant of production. So like this, the things are there. Then factors affecting on the productivity. This is again two groups are there. One is internal factors, that is controllable factors we can say, and second one is external factors or uncontrollable factors. So these are affecting on the productivity. Factors affecting on the productivity. It is classified into two groups: internal factors, external factors. Internal factors are also called as controllable factors. External factors are also called as uncontrollable factors. So what it means? Controllable factors and uncontrollable factors means what? Means we can control the behavior of that, or whatever the changes in that factors are there, we can easily identify, easily we can control. So what are these? These are controllable factors includes product or product design. So yes, design is in our hand. If anything goes wrong during manufacturing, during particular production stage, if you understand that this design is little bit different, it creates little bit harm, something is there, etc. So here you can change the design. Product design you can change, you can make the analysis. Right now different analysis softwares are also there, like ANSYS, etc. So easily you can make the analysis, and you can or what I can say that you can change the design, is it right, with some recommendations. Plant and equipment. Plant is nothing but the location, environmental conditions, again rusty conditions may be there, wear and tear, some dry conditions may be there. So like this you can change this particular thing. Equipment, if any faulty equipments are there, you can replace it, you can make it correct, you can repair it. That is the equipment. Technology, if some outdated technologies are there, or some certain technologies you can require to change it, some computer programming, some language, etc. You can make it, you can have control on that. Human factor, yes, definitely on human factor control is there. Instead of semi-skilled persons, we can use skilled persons, skilled technicians. If persons are not skilled one, we can provide the technical training to them, we can train them, and then we can use them. Okay, so these are the controllable factor. Work method, if work method is a little bit different, that means some harassment is there, or some good, not good environment is there, etc. So simple example that summer season is there, and in industry some very humid condition is there. So we can put certain we can call it as the roof fans, etc., so that air circulation is proper, and if possible, if office side area is there, we can put something central AC or some big fans, etc., so that environment become cool like this. So that is work method. Sometimes we are giving freeness to the workers. Yes, according to your mind you can take the decisions, you can make the changes into the process, etc. That is the work method. Material, if you found that this material is not suitable, after testing you can change the material, you can change the testing method, you can change the way of testing, is it right? So that particular also is comes into the picture, that working method or materials are also can be changed very easily. There is no any question about the material. Management style, management style is not proper, if management is giving too much attention or not giving too much attention, in that case also we can particular change the change the management style, working style. Sometimes people can force the management to give the incentive, to give go for certain additional profit or some additional margin, or some additional facility. So that is also possible. That is called change in the management, change in the management style. Is it right? Then next one is the financial factors. That is what we are talking, management style, decision making conditions may be there, decision making factors may be there. Sometimes higher management only taking decisions, lower managements are not taking decisions, or what are the higher management decisions are there, these are imposed on the lower management. Many cases that working style can be changed. Financial factors, incentive scheme can be provided, incentives can be given, some we can call it as the extra bonus can be given. Is it right? Some motivational gifts can be given. So like this, the financial sectors, that is also incontrollable in case of productivity. Quality control, yes, quality checking, which method we are using. So that method, if it is not proper, we can change the method. If the particular method is correct and still our results are not coming good, we can check what is the different or alternative method is there. Is it right? So different instruments of quality checking can be utilized. So these are the controllable factors. That means if anything goes wrong, or not wrong I am saying, but if anything is we can say, if it is little bit creating or it is affecting on the productivity, or if it is affecting on the quality of that particular produced part, definitely we can take the corrective steps and we can able to change it, or we can rectify our what we can call it as the mistakes, or whatever we can rectify our problems, and to after overcoming that problem we can go further. So these are the controllable things which can be affecting on the productivity. So somebody may think that how, sir, you are talking about that plant or equipment is affecting on the productivity. Yes, if I have developed the plant, and in that particular plant if I keep the AC etc, good environment, fresh environment, definitely people will work more in that case. Instead of that, if I just keep the dirty environment, just foggy environment, smoky environment, people will not work in that case. Is it right? So like this the things are there. So if environment, working environment, location, if it is good, people will work more from their mind. Is it right? So that plant, environment, particular factors, everything is come into the picture, and it will affect the productivity. Productivity is nothing but I require to increase the production. That's it. That is nothing but the productivity. Increase the production. If that is that, if I am getting that particular, then that is nothing but the my productivity is increasing. Okay, so these are the, we can say, controllable factors. Then next group is that external factors or uncontrollable factors. Which are the uncontrollable factors? So that is not in our hand. We cannot do anything about these factors. We have to just rely on these particular factors. For example, natural resources. So let's say for your industry, coal is required. Coal is natural resources, and right now you might be hearing through news channels that there is shortage of coal. There is shortage of coal in India, only 2 days, 3 days. So like this, it is natural resources. Is it right? So that cost control, storage, etc., we can understand, but still it is natural resources, and we cannot change it at our own. That means at our level. That's why this is the one factor. Second factor, government laws and policies. Whatever the government laws and policies are there, we are not in position to change it. Whatever the government laws are there, government policies are there, government rules are there, rules and regulations that we have to follow. We will not going to change it. That is not in our hand. Infrastructure. Most of the time what happens, people may say that, "Yes, sir, we can change the infrastructure. What is the different difficulty in that?" Yes, we can change it, but whatever the industrial infrastructure is there, it is already large infrastructures are there, my friends. These are not small infrastructures that easily we can make the changes. Is it right? Big, big buildings, big infrastructure. uh, so that is very difficult to change, because at initial only, when that infrastructure is created, at that time, yes, we can make the required changes. We can think on that. We can make the our requirement changes as per our requirement, etc. But once it is developed, to change that infrastructure is very, very critical. It's very, very difficult. That's why infrastructure change is not a controllable thing. It is uncontrollable. Next one is technical and other training facilities. So technical and other training facilities, how much training we can able to give to the workers or facilities we are giving, but still if person is again making same and same mistakes, we cannot change the or that particular mistakes are not in our hand. We cannot go for changing the technical facilities, entire technical setup, entire supporting system, etc. That is again cost. Sometimes you might be asked why it is costly, because industrial softwares are licensed one. They have paid fees for that year, months, etc. So like this the things are there, and if still we are using, if we want to change the softwares for every 1 and 2 years, or so new chapter, new particular parts are there, it is difficult to handle, new softwares may be there, etc. So that's why it is very difficult to go for technical and training facilities. That is one thing. Availability of capital. This is the one of the important point that is uncontrollable totally. That is the capital availability. What is meant by capital availability? The basic money required for the develop that particular industry. Availability of capital. Why it is there? Because how much capital you can arrange. If you are taking loan, etc., still there is certain limitations are there. Still certain limitations are there, and beyond that limitation, we are not in position to make the capital available for one of the particular industry. So that capital requirement is there. There is one very beautiful quote in Marathi. After lecture, I will tell you about this capital. Next one is market competition. That is not in your hand. If you are producing any product and another company, your competitor, if they are producing same product, definitely competition will be there between you and your competitor. So you cannot say that, "Oh, no, we don't want competition, and you also make the market share, we also make." So it is not there, definitely not there. Market competition always there. Okay. And if you want to learn, if you are interested to learn the very good story on this market competition, you can go for reading one Marathi book is there, uh, that tells about the competition between Pepsi and Coca-Cola. So you both companies you are knowing very well, Pepsi and Coca-Cola, and they have a very good war between Pepsi and Coca-Cola for this market capitalization, market competition, and their share in the markets, how to grow up their shares and whatnot. So like this, the very good particular book is there in this particular area of industrial engineering. If somebody want, they can read. So how the company of Coca-Cola want to increase their particular market share or their production, and how the Pepsi is focusing. Is it right? So how they are taking the advantage, how they are telling to the governments, our product is best and like this. So how they are utilizing the film star, cricket stars, and whatnot for their campaigning markets. So like the very beautiful stories are there. you can read on this market competition. So that is not in your hand. You have to face the market competition. Structural factors, many other factors may be there, which we cannot say here. Legal factors may be there, etc. So that whatever that factors are there, that we have to focus, and that uncontrollable factor we have to think, and based on that we have to think about our productivity. So somebody says that how the particular government laws and policies are affecting on the productivity. There are certain products in the government sectors where we cannot produce a daily 100 or 200 items also. So like these things are there, some laws are there, consumable laws are there, FMGC laws are there. So we have to follow these laws, and within the laws we have to work, and that we have to understand. Policies are there. So many more factors are there to produce that. We have to take the permission of government and whatnot. So like this, the many things are there, and without taking the permission of government, we cannot produce certain parts, certain acids, certain chemicals are there. So that particular point we have to keep in our mind. Okay, so these are the uncontrollable factor. Uncontrollable factor means we are not having any control on these factors, means whatever the things are there, we have to accept as it is. Natural resources problem, we have to accept as it is. Government laws and policies, we have to accept as it is. Infrastructure, whatever the available is there, whatever the building is ready, we have to accept as it is. Availability of capital, this much money is available, we have to work within this much money, acceptable, that we have to accept. Market competition, that we have to accept. No, we cannot say that we will not go with fighting with these people and whatnot, I will not make competition. We cannot say like this, we have to accept it. Structural factor, whatever maybe the other factors may be there, we have to accept it. We will not say that we will not do this, we will not do this. Market competition we can avoid. Capital availability, anyhow we can put more capitals, we cannot say like this. Training and other facilities, what are the softwares we have purchased, or whatever things we have having practice, we can use that only. Immediately we cannot change the thing, entire setup of the industry, entire infrastructure of the industry, no. So like this, these are the uncontrollable factors are there, and we are focusing on these controllables. What are these controllable factors are there? Yes, definitely these are in our hands, and we can having the control on these particular factors. If anything, any change is possible within this, yes, we can accept the change, we can make the required change, and we can utilize it, or we can modify it, okay, for further consideration. But what are these uncontrollable factors are there? Here we will not say anything. Whatever the things are there, we have to accept, and within that rule, within that acceptance only, we have to work with this particular productivity to increase in the productivity point. The way to improve the productivity, there are certain ways to improve the productivity, or productivity improvement techniques we can call it as. So the basic productivity improvement techniques are represented below. So productivity improvement techniques you can say, or the way to improve the productivity you can say. So productivity improvement techniques, how the productivity can be increased? By considering which factor we can increase the productivity. First is the material base. So material base means automotive industries are very good example in front of you. So in automobile industry, previously cast irons are used, then steel parts are used, right now aluminum parts are used, lightweight, faster. That material base, nowadays some polymer composite materials are also used. So that indicate that with the help of some material improvement or material based technology, we can improve the productivity, or we can improve the output. Okay, some technologies are changed. Previously many parts were required to design with our hands, by hammering, etc. Right now machines are there, etc. So like that we are going to think for this material based productivity. Second, employee based. So how the workers are get motivated, how the more work can be done with the help of workers, how the workers are get motivated. That is called the employee based productivity. How the people who are working under or working with you, how they are going to effect, making effect on your particular environment, company environment. Okay, how you are going to motivate them, how you are going to increase their concentration, not concentration, their motto, their we can call it as energy, so that they can work more, they can work effectively, less wastage will be there, less mistakes will be there. Okay, so that is employee focused or employee based. Second, task based. Many other times you might be heard that beautiful and small tasks are given to group of employees or single employees. So if you complete this task, you will get this bonus, you will get this increment, like this. So like this also you can think, you can make the changes, and you can increase the particular participation, you can increase their particular we can call it as the task based working can be improved. That is the, we can call it as a task based productivity technique is there. Product based, many other times what happens, we are providing certain product, certain we can call it as the task for certain products are given. We are talking about group of people, you design this particular product, after development of this product you will get some bonus, you will get certain we get appreciation and certain incentives, etc. Okay, so most of the time you might be knowing that right now in smartphone, whatever smartphones we are using, how many designs are changing, how many features are changing. So that app developer, product developer, smartphone design. Previously, if you look at the backside, only one camera is there, then two cameras are there, three, four, five, four cameras are there also in many phones right now. So their product design changed, their RAM size, then processor changed. Previously, if you know, that means 2001, 2005, 4 in that era. If you are remembering, if your elder brother may be there, so that time your father may say that one Nokia phone was there of buttons, that is 110 model or 1100 or 1050 or 1030 model. Is that right? So that is rough and tough. Only buttons are there, outgoing and incoming. That's it. No major more facilities may be present. Is that right? So like this, the things are there. But nowadays, mobile phone is acting as a different gadgets. Calculator is there, digital clock is there, calendar, notes, different app, mail, message, WhatsApp, what not is for that we can use the mobile. That is product based. So products are going or changing. Is it right? So whatever the Nokia previous mobile was there, for that no camera was there also. Is it right? So I knowing that whatever the Nokia's oldest model was there, that 1100 and before that 1030, Dhatis on 1100 model. So in 1030 there is no we can call it the battery also there, but in 1100 model they have given the battery. So like this, so some features are get changed, and because of that models are get changed, and because of that models we are just enjoying the our rides. Enjoying the rides in the sense we are just focusing. Yes, products are developed, we are getting benefit of that particular products. Good products are there, they are coming into the market, etc. Technology based. Previously, what are the products are there? They are on based on the older technology. Now, what are the products are coming into the market? They are on the current technology. So previously, when we are using the we are purchasing laptops, etc. So Core to Duo and that Windows and 7 and Mac. That is the good. Nowadays i3, i7, where that or some Mac and Apple and whatever that Mac based softwares are there and what i7, what is the RAM and processor, we are also not knowing. So that technology is increased, productivity is increased. Productivity increased means within the same material, if you are giving more facilities. Previously, whatever the mobile phones are there, 10,000 rupees mobile phone means it is too, we can call it as the budget, more budgeted phone. But nowadays, in 10,000 also we are getting the good quality mobile phones having more features. So definitely that particular productivity is increased. Why the productivity is increased? Because with the same amount, if I am getting more features, why I should not say that the productivity is increased? Definitely productivity is increased because with the same cost, if as a customer, if I am thinking within the same cost, if I am getting more technologies, more things in one phone, that is also the part of the particular productivity. And based on this material, previously rough and tough materials are used. So four-wheeler or two-wheeler example I have given, employee based, that is given, task based, small tasks can be allotted to particular group of the people or individual. Based on that also productivity can be increased. Product based, technology based. So like this, anyhow we have to focus on the improvement in the productivity. Our main motto is that we have to focus on the improvement of the productivity. Anyhow we should require to increase the productivity. Again, go back to the little, what is meant by productivity? What we have to increase? We have to increase productivity means either properties or performance within the same proper raw material, or reduce the raw material, go for miniaturization, reduce the consumption of raw material and give the same technology or same properties. For that we are striving now. And here the miniaturization, composite materials, these are playing very important role in this particular productivity in every sense. If you look at the particular vehicle sector, composite materials are right now used in large amount. Is it right? Composite materials are used in vehicle sector. The old steel materials are replaced with aluminum sector, aluminum material, composite material, and whatnot. Why it is there? Because the performance of the composite material or aluminum alloy material is far better than the steel material. Weightless, increased mileage, increased speed. So within the same cost or a little bit small cost or that raw material, if performance is increased of engine, definitely we are going for that. So that is nothing but it is called as raw material increase in the productivity. And we have taken the very good example of mobiles. All of you are agree with that. What are the previous mobiles are there and what is the today's mobiles are there. Smart gadget. What is any app or anything is available in this? Every time we that calorie burning app, some music app, video app, recording, phone, then we can call it as the watch, notes, mail, everything can be there in the mobile right now. So the cost is remains same from last 10 years, 10 to 12,000 is the cost. But what are the features are there? Camera quality, front camera, back camera. So that what the features are going to be increased. And that is nothing but the improvement in the productivity or improvement in the, and as worlds are running faster towards this particular in this technology directions, with the help of this technology, definitely the productivity can be increased. Yesterday, just whatever talk is there of that DRDO Nimbalkar sir, you might be attended that talk. And in that, sir has told that we required that DRDO or Indian government or many government organization in the world, they are just focusing on the solar batteries. So the whatever the solar energy is there, it can be saved into the batteries. And if such things will be happen, solar vehicles will be there. Right now, before 2 years back, our Prime Minister declared that we will go moving towards solar vehicles because of the petrol and diesel consumption and the environmental and issues and what. So that is nothing but the productivity improvement through the technology, through the product, through the modernization. Is it right? So initially, yes, at initially when you are producing prototype or initial workings are there, at that time maybe that it may be required that you are required more input and you are getting less output. That is okay at initial time. But as time passes, definitely we are focusing on more output within minimum input, and that is possible. So that is nothing but the improvement in the productivity by using different measures like material, task, technology, product, employee, like this. Then these are the some selected Japanese productivity improvement techniques. So we are saying that in production right now, Japan is the #1 country in the world. Okay, so they are making very key or technical study of these particular different techniques, and they are utilizing or they are implementing that techniques to their day-to-day life work. So, and they are just focusing on the improvement in the productivity. So first one is the Jodika, Judoka, man-machine interface. It will not take defect, not accept defect. So defect, what is the defect? We are knowing if any defect is produced, it is not accepting, it will not producing, it will not take the defect. So here we can call it as a defect-free products. So that particular technique is there. Then Hijunka, reducing lead time by minimizing time losses due to frequent process change. Means you have to design a robust process where you are not going to change the particular process. So if change in the process is there, again time is required more to set up that machine, etc. Kaizen, just in time, all you are knowing. Okay, or if not known, we will discuss about this also. Kaizen, it is one of the technique that machines are placed at proper place, proper moving arrangement is provided, proper environment is kept. So 5 Ks are there. Just in time technique. So whatever I required at this particular, so right now it's let's say at 235 or 237 or 240. What I required on the 240 on my table, that will reach to me. I will work on that and I will send that particular part to next. Again after 245, again next part I will reach. So that is just in time. So inventory control. So in OR that previously it is there inventory. So we are storing the raw material. So that is called inventory. So that time is saved, that money is saved, just in time technique. Okay, so work study, that we are going to study here how the work study is measured, how the flow chart is made. That particular part we are going to study. Okay, so these are the some Japanese techniques which are used in the particular productivity improvement. So today we have completed the point related to productivity. What is mean by productivity? Some definitions of productivity we have gone through. Then we have seen the particular what is mean by productivity, how it is measured, what are the different factors affecting on the productivity, some internal factors, external factors. Then the way to improvement, how the productivity can be improved, and just we have just gone through some names of the Japanese technique. If time permits, we will go in detail to these Japanese techniques. Because of these techniques only, Japan is number one in the production, and they are not only producing like China. They are not producing the goods in mass production, but they are very good in the quality productions. Okay, so they are using very good techniques. If time permits, if you remember me at the end of the particular syllabus also, we can discuss. I am using 3-4 techniques to my PhD topics also, optimization and all these things. So these are very nice techniques developed by the Japanese people, and if time permits, we will discuss very good on these particular topics. Okay, so this is the one part. The next lecture we will start the particular work study concept.